Panel, das jetzt steigen wird, ist das, was eigentlich als letztes vorgesehen war, die Legaltech Provider. Der Moderator, der hier neben mir steht, den kennen Sie auch schon, das ist der einmalige Shadow, der übernommen hat für Markus Hartung, der tatsächlich ein Opfer des Bahnstreiks geworden ist. Also Bruno, nochmal vielen Dank, dass du reingesprungen bist. And Andy Ward feels more comfortable in English, which is why we switch into English. And over to you, Bruno.
Good, thank you. Welcome to the panel. Welcome listeners and participants to this fourth panel we have here. As Thomas already said, you may have realized that I'm not Markus Hartung, and I'm so sorry you get now an overdose of myself. So let's get rid of the elephant in the room first. This panel consists actually of these nice guys who have paid something for this event. And I think to get it off the table, thank you very much. But you are not here for that purpose, but since you are considered experts in what is coming now. And what is coming now, we have spoken about customers, legal departments on the one hand side, the second traditional legal service provider we know as well, it's the law firms. Then we have heard some separate topic, cybersecurity, but you are actually considered in the basket of alternative legal service providers, as I call it, and even there you are just a fraction of it, because you are the legal tech providers. And even there, we can now start to discuss whether you have some reason to call yourself AI providers. I'm curious to understand what your function is, what you think you are actually, and what you can contribute to the market. I learned from the third panel that we can shorten it. You have now the option, you have 1 sentence to explain who you are, or 2 minutes, whatever is short. Good, and I would say we start. I wanted to have you a little bit more in the middle. Now you are sitting on the left-hand corner. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good, we start with you.
That's one.
Yeah. Just a short introduction. Where are you from? Your name, your role, what you think you can contribute in terms of this topic of AI and being a game changer or not?
Thank you, Bruno. So I'm Hans van Eyck. Although I have a German first name, I'm from Belgium. You know, that little country with the best beer, the best chocolate, best French fries and things like that.
No, not chocolate.
Our chocolate is better than the Swiss one. I'm an engineer, but I'm since long into AI. Basically, my first touch with AI dates back from 1991. And within the company, we started in 2004 delivering AI solutions to our customers without them knowing it. So we provide since long, and I admit with generative AI, it's fast moving, but it's all about the jobs to be done of the legal professional. So for us, AI is just another supportive tool to simplify legal work. And that's basically what we do for whatever use case. If it's contract management or litigation management or IP management, it's all.
Excellent, thank you. Gina.
Thank you very much. Hello. I'm from Vienna, Austria. Chocolate's very good in Vienna too. Come and try for yourself in the Netherlands, Switzerland. What do we do? So our tool, and this is quite disruptive for all law firms, we would say, is Lawrence. And Lawrence works in the legal marketing field. And what we do is actually quite simple. And we actually, our way to getting AI still takes some time. But we are quite basic, general, but still really disruptive in the way that we automate. We automate pitches, we automate submissions. Has anybody ever done submissions in this room? Do you know what we're talking about when we see Juwel, Recherchefragebögen or Chambers or 8500s? anybody who has seen those has maybe spent, oh, thank you very much, one person here, one lawyer, the rest is not, obviously. This is what we like to do. And AI, we're looking at it when it comes to data transfer. This can help a lot. And yeah, I'm excited to be here on this panel and learn more. Andy.
Excellent. Bendig, Sandline, what is this about?
Perfect. Well, I'll see if this microphone works as well. So thanks so much. The Sandline, the best way to introduce us is we kind of come from two different spaces. We help lawyers and in-house counsel deal with their own data and make better decisions about it. AI is certainly a backdrop and a theme that won't be short-lived. It's part of us forever and will evolve for the long run. But at the same time, we help with data that lawyers and in-house counsel are shepherding for their clients. So whether that be disputes related or strategically from a financial perspective, and making good decisions defensively and efficiently and the right value point. So in essence, anything related to looking at data for legal purposes, whether it's your own data or someone else's, we'll dig into that as we go through here. And Sandline, we have our European headquarters here in Frankfurt. I personally split my time all over the place, but mostly between Spain, where my family is from, as well as here in Germany. So looking forward to the conversation and meeting you all.
Excellent, thank you. Zoë, we know you, but nevertheless.
Hello everyone, Zoë from Hamburg and Lecare. We've been in the legal market, in the legal tech market, since almost 40 years, but it has only been called legal tech since almost 7 years. Crazy. Well, anyway, we've been developing solutions for law firms originally, but since 20 years we are now focusing on in-house legal solutions. And for us, obviously, it's super important to consider all the different use cases and fields and application areas where AI can now support legal in-house lawyers and professionals to accelerate the work, to eliminate redundant work, where AI can just take over so many unnecessary and boring things, to put it frankly. And we just think it's a fantastic opportunity for the legal profession to really focus on what matters and don't waste time on manual tasks. So we're evolving our solution portfolio into that direction. And also, fun fact, in the area of BIA, yeah, how can you automate that and make it really cool and not painful? So yeah, these are things we are looking at.
Okay, thank you for getting rid of all the boring stuff from the lawyers. Sven.
Thank you. My name is Sven. I'm at Join, Head of Legal Tech and General Counsel. And first of all, actually 7 years ago, when it was started to be called Legal Tech, I founded a legal AI company where we used machine learning and AI to analyze contracts. That lasted, unfortunately, only about 4 or 5 years. We probably were a little bit early, but maybe that's why I could be considered as an expert when it comes to the application of AI in contracts. Of course, we at Join, we are a CLM provider, contract lifecycle management, and we are based on the Microsoft 365 platform. That's why we basically come from two directions when using AI. First of all, we use all the tools and possibilities that the Microsoft 365 platform offers. So it's basically natively built in when using Microsoft 365, and there will be obviously much more to come, as you all know, with co-pilots, but also when it comes to security, governance and compliance, already there. And second of all, we're building obviously AI, or using AI to build in functionalities, workflows, and yeah, as Zoë said, to make life easier for lawyers.
Thank you. Tobias.
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be part of this panel and having DigiTrust as a sponsor here. My name is Tobias Andreae. I'm Sales Director at DigiTrust. I'm responsible for the DACH region, responsible, of course, for sales, but also marketing activities, as well as partnerships and alliances. What is DigiTrust? doing? Well, we are a legal tech company, obviously, and we also have a very AI-powered CLM. You might think, oh, DigiTrust, most of you, I guess, never heard about DigiTrust. Well, another CLM provider in the market, there are quite many of them, but what makes us different? We are an established company. We are based in France, and we are market leader, or one of the market leaders already in France, in Italy, in Spain, in Canada, in the Middle East, but yet pretty much unknown in Germany or in the DACH region. So I'm pretty glad to share some more insights during this panel or later outside.
Thank you. Zola.
Thank you. So 1 minute or 2 sentences.
Whatever is shorter.
So my name is Zoë Andreae, and I'm from Croatia originally. We don't have good chocolate as the Belgians do, but we do have a great blue sea and Luka Modric as well. So I am with Gale Discovery for over 6 years now, in different roles. I am a lawyer by education. Now, since 2 years ago, I'm responsible for the clients in the DACH region, as well as the same as Tobias. And who we are as a company. We are based in Böblingen in Germany since 1996, and we are pioneers when it comes to e-discovery and data recovery. So we work with, on the e-discovery level, we work with international law firms and big corporate clients, and we also support authorities when it comes to data recovery. So this is probably the term e-discovery is something that means to the audience here something, but basically what we do is we support, as I said, law firms and corporate clients in all kind of legal proceedings and internal investigations, audits, and so on when it comes to finding the smoking gun between all the millions and millions of electronically stored information.
Good, thank you for the advertisement part. Now let's dive a little bit more now into medias res. And we have heard that Google is a little bit frustrated that the public has missed that they are an AI company. Can the same apply to you, that you should actually, as legal tech provider, be frustrated that you didn't move the needle as much as we hoped you could move, but now AI comes as a game changer and will just make you useless? Yeah.
So AI is a broad term. So AI has been a very important part of e-discovery for over a decade now. So, and I can only now speak from the e-discovery standpoint. So basically, terms like predictive coding, clustering, concept searching, these are all AI-based functionalities. So, and we've been using them for decades to narrow down the data volume basically for the review. But now, as you said, with generative AI coming into play, I think we haven't missed, let's say, the train, but we can combine those two technologies, AI technologies, in order to basically even more speed up the review process and be more efficient with less human input.
Yeah. Good, thank you. You won't miss the train today because they don't run anyhow. Yeah. Tobias.
Well, I think we are working in an environment where data protection is very important. So in the previous panels, we had the discussion, is AI allowed, or are employees allowed to use ChatGPT in their daily work? And some law firms or companies say simply, no, you're not allowed to use it. So the big advantage of having our own proprietary AI is simply that we provide a secure platform where documents can analyze, where lawyers, where legal departments can work on a secure platform with the help of AI and can be sure that their sensitive information is not leaving the platform. So is it the most powerful AI software in the world we can provide? No, but it's secure and you can use it in a safe place.
Excellent, I love it. Thank you. Sven.
I mean, to be honest, to borrow a term by Jeff Bezos, we're not even at day one when it comes to the application of AI. That's what he said about Amazon 2 years ago, I think. So there will be, I mean, right now we see basically a window to the future. Will we use ChatGPT as lawyers in 2 years for legal questions? Certainly not. I mean, there will be, these functionalities will be, well, as a or as a fabric on everything that we use in the platform. So it won't be, in my opinion, visible. We won't, deliberately start an AI application to do stuff, but it will be built in as a functionality, as technology in what you do. That's why your question was, are we kind of panicked that we're too late? I don't think so, because there will be so much more development, and we only just discovered what will be possible. And the one thing I've learned from the past company I had is that it's important to have integrations in your workflows and in how you actually work in your daily business and as a lawyer. And if you have kind of an external application that you have to start every time you will do something and kind of do something there, export it back in what you're doing in your application, what you're using on a daily basis, like your text editor and your emails and your case management and your meta management. That will not be successful when it's built in as a native functionality that you don't even see and don't even notice. Then that will be a success factor for such a tool.
Okay, so you sleep well still.
Sorry?
You still sleep well?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Let's see. It's Zoe night after I come home from.
Zoe, we still need you in the future?
Excellent sleep. Yeah, excellent sleep. Absolutely. I actually agree with both of you completely. I think it's a combination of gaining or leveraging the element of trust. And I think that's essential when talking about AI, especially in the German legal space. Trust to the supplier, trust about where are my data, are they secure? Completely agree. I also agree with you to say you have to integrate AI as seamless as possible into the daily processes and have it be in the background, not, hello, this is AI, you now have to work with it. Because I think also today we might have also heard a bit about fears and skepticism, whether it's good enough and whether we should use it. Is it really that good? How quick is the change? And I think for that, realistically, given the legal industry, we know it since almost 40 years, we know that the pace of change in adoption, not on technology side, in adoption of the users, is always not as fast, even though the hype is big. However, I think what all of us usually do, and what is important regarding AI in the legal space, is to have a very user-centric focus and think about, first of all, are there fears, why, etc. But how can you implement it in a way that actually has the biggest advantage for the user? Where's the biggest pain point where AI can actually help? Just having AI to have AI is a bit pointless, but rather where can it help the most and where can't it help? Where are humans way better in doing legal professional work than the AI would ever be? But where can it also help a lot? And I think if we all build our solutions and continue to build it, I think that's the most important thing we should look at, and consider also the human element and the fears of the users of using it, of being feared to be replaced. I think it's important to calculate that in the how quickly does everything actually change.
Right. Andy?
So I definitely agree with virtually everything that's been said here. I would classify...
It's difficult to disagree.
So far, we'll get there. And ultimately, I consider myself a consultant first. Legal technology is certainly a part of my life and it's part of our business. But when we think about AI, I mean, I said it a little bit earlier, but I'll get a little bit deeper. It is not a short-term solution. So when I'm thinking about how I can help my customers, whether they're here on the journey or not here on the journey, both in their interest and understanding of how AI can impact them now and into the future, we're thinking about it, we don't want to get left behind, or we want to leverage technology right now before our competitors do, or to find something new that can future-proof us or keep us on the right track for a long period of time. So as a consultancy, thinking about how firms and legal departments are interacting with their customers' data now, my advice is certainly don't fear it. I certainly don't fear for my career in the short and medium term, because ultimately you're an expert in something. You're either a legal expert, a technology expert, a financial expert, or a combination of these things. And particularly with generative AI, we can tell if it knows what it's talking about right now. In 20 years, I'll kind of be afraid. I am afraid because the leaders that we're raising now as society, who knows if they'll be able to tell if AI is accurate or doing what they think it should be doing. So I view it as a massive opportunity to help shape the future, and I think it's exciting, but we have to manage our adoption just like we would any serious risk and think about where we are on the risk continuum. And it's exhausting to think about, but super exciting.
Thank you. Gina, I'm a little bit confused, maybe you can help me out. Now, is legal tech the same like AI, or do you have integrated AI anyhow since decades, like Google had that, or what are you doing in Austria?
What are we doing in Austria? In Austria, AI is something everybody talks about. We look at it and we don't sleep so well. Not because we are afraid we're going to be useless, but more because we think we're not fast enough. Especially I always have the feeling we need to be faster, better, get adopted, we need to develop our products even further. And then when we come to law firms and we see how they work, we are so much ahead on what we can offer them. Is so much more than the tools, the basic Microsoft tools they work with. And you could say Microsoft tools are improving at such a fast pace, be it Excel is pretty good, or Word, and we already see the AI creeping in at all those places. And are we gonna sleep over it? Of course not. And I think every legal tech provider needs to ask himself the question, where and if at all do we integrate AI? And we in the legal marketing sector, we are prone for AI. So the Gen AI, of course, writing texts as descriptions for award-winning research documents. Of course, AI can help in our field a lot, and I think everybody has to look where to put it in, and it will be everywhere. The AI will be everywhere. We see it already on our phones, and everything is getting smarter and smarter. And I think this is the thing that we need to think of. We also need to be smarter with the whole use of it.
Good, thank you. Hans, you are actually the ones who are smart in this regard. What can we expect from you?
Well, first of all, I want to make a reference to history. 5 years ago, IBM Watson was released, and at that stage, IBM Watson was going to solve everything. 5 years later, it's not. Last 2 years, it's ChatGPT, first version 3, now version 4. This week, Google launches Gemini. I've seen the statistics this afternoon. They are much better in a number of areas with programming. So it's evolving. Problem with what's on ChatGPT is it's a single technology. What I learned the last 20 years in implementing AI into our solutions, focusing on the jobs to be done, simplifying legal work, it's a combination. Today we offer 10 different technologies in our platform. It's not one technology, and that's a little bit the mistake that's made. Watson was one technology, ChatGPT is one technology, Gemini is one technology, and you need to combine. And that's what we do as legal providers, legal tech providers. We combine those. But there is reasons to worry. For me, AI, as we talk about it, it's not stable. It's all uploading into the cloud, it's all sharing your content with the providers. You are teaching them, you are learning them, that's one. There is a big concern on what's happening with my content as a law firm, as corporate legal departments. We work internationally. Most of those AI technologies are focused on English and then on the bigger languages. But we work from the States to Singapore with a lot of languages in between. So there is a lot of work to do. It's not stable yet. It will take another couple of years before we will be able to fully exploit. So worried, yes. Sleepless nights? No. But worried, yes.
Good. So I think that you don't panic. You take it step by step, that's good, but I would like to pick up one word you have used, namely, which means namely combine. I would like to raise now a question where you have a choice, actually, to answer even. Let's combine your services you have and your products with either customers, you have heard what they expect, actually, or law firms. Because they are now actually in the corner to provide these multidisciplinary partnerships and so on. You have expertise. Think bold and broadly and look into the future. How could you actually serve the customers better instead of saying you don't adapt, we have the technology, help them, or the law firms? Could you do cooperations with them? Would this be something which is interesting for you? I know you say no, but think a little bit broader.
We already do.
You do it? In which form?
We already have companies, customers, where legal departments work together with 20 different law firms in one platform, where they are sharing the legal matters, contracts, litigations, RFPs. So it's already happening.
But this is platform sharing. Is this, when we think about AI, can we just add?
AI is below it, it's supportive. AI is not in the front.
Okay.
Your features, your jobs to be done, the legal work needs to be done. AI is supportive. Don't look to AI as an end product. It's just a technology. A database is a technology. Web technology is, cybersecurity is. It's all pieces of technology that you combine. AI alone is not a solution for legal tech. But it's much more needed.
All will sleep better tonight. Sven, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I totally agree on the one hand, Hans, on everything what you said, because it is, yes, of course it's only technology. I mean, it's a tool that you use, and it needs to make your customers' lives easier, and then it's successful. And on your question, and I come to where I disagree in a second. On your question, I would say with most of the use cases for CLM is like the commodity work, probably the majority of it, that the legal department does. So in these cases, sometimes of course they also work with external law firms, but in many cases it's just their daily work that is their core work in the legal department. That's why we don't necessarily see, with regards to AI cooperation with law firms, but on the other hand, enable our customers to use and maybe consult them to fine-tune the models on their own purposes, or on their own purposes. And that's why, and here come where I disagree, because you can use, and we had this, I think in the morning already, you can, or lunchtime, you can use the Azure OpenAI Builder, for example, to have the data within your own tenant. It does not leave the tenant, it does not train the foundation model, but then we can enable our customers to train these models that run on their own systems and make it better for their purposes. And that's something I see in the future, that we help our customers get better results because it's trained with their own data and with the specific data of this legal data.
Meeting customers' expectation. Who else?
Just a quick one, and just for the wider audience, this wasn't planned, this question wasn't planned.
Many questions were not planned because I knew from the beginning.
So basically, yes, we are collaborating with our clients every day, also on every front, be it AI or other technologies that we deliver, because we have over 120 developers sitting in Europe developing our services, our technology every day. And of course, we are listening to our customers and getting their feedback, and then we implement this in our solutions. So yes, the collaboration is there, the communication is there, and of course, this solution is not built for its own purpose. It's built to basically serve the clients better, and that's why, and this is all based on the collaboration that we have.
Well, that's Andy.
Sure. Just to build off of the jobs to be done framework, we should talk at some point. It'll be fun. But I think balancing, taking a process and the inputs and outputs that are working for you now, but improving upon them, using technology, including AI as an enabler, is the low-hanging fruit, but it's also not simple. But then there's the learning and research side of things, and dedicating some time to what will that jobs to be done look like in 2 years and 3 years, and guessing, right? And staying ahead a little bit. So regarding technology and how it can help you, I think it really depends on what your goals are. But us as a company, we spend a lot of time both trying to take technology that you're already using and saying, how can you not take too many risks, but be more efficient? Like, as an example, we work in document management. If you want to ask iManage, there's literally a feature, Ask iManage. You can say, what did we do in 2004 with contracts for this client? And it'll tell you. And that's at least something to get you started to go, instead of just doing a Google or a search traditionally, and it's going to enable you to get that response faster. The same would apply to searching data for legal matters, looking at your client's data, and taking, it's not a risk to ask, did this happen? It's a risk to assume that it was right. And it's a quicker way to potential truth, as long as you view it with skepticism at this point. Maybe in the future you don't have to be quite so skeptical.
I have another question, which was not actually planned, but since in each panel we raised the question of money. Can you share a little bit what the revenue model is you as tech companies apply, just for curiosity? Do you sell blocks of data, copies, anything else?
Certainly. So, our pricing model is basically based on the data volume that we process for the client, basically that we receive from the client. So it will not be the same if we will receive 10 gigabytes of data from the client or 25 terabyte, like we do. And but yes, and
the software is the same, isn't it?
Yes, but it A, takes more effort and time to process 25 terabyte of data, and B, it's also the hosting space that's basically, and if requested by the client, so we're not hosting the data anywhere in the cloud or anywhere else in the world. We have the data center here sitting in Frankfurt, which is our own, so the data doesn't leave Germany and so on. So this is...
That's a price tag.
Yes, that's a price tag.
Good.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Revenue models?
I think what is just important for the client, so for the customers, is to have a transparent pricing model. To be very clear, this is the base fee, and then there are packages, depending on how much you want to, for example, use certain AI solutions, where in the back, per, let's say, AI, how we call it, user-friendly, per AI request, yeah, so that everyone follows. And there are costs that happen, and it is a huge difference if it's just 1 or 25,000. And so I think if you package it in a transparent way, where, for example, in-house legal departments can plan and have security to say, okay, this year it's maximum this and this and this amount, and if I reach the ceiling, I can buy another package. You have a better predictability and planability in your budget, and we all know, certainly at the moment, budget is a topic, especially investing in technology. And I think as long as you're transparent and it's matching, and like the price is equivalent to the value that you offer, I think that incidentally the numbers don't really matter, but you should be transparent about it and enable the customer to plan and to feel secure about using it, and not be like, oh, I cannot use another API call, otherwise, oh my god, it's going to be so expensive. I think that's important, especially for in-house. I'm sure law firms as well.
Kind of alternative fee arrangement to have blocks, yeah? You wanted to say something else?
Well, adding to what Zoë and Georg are saying, basically it's different pricing models, but it depends on the market. If you work for an enterprise market where you have 100, 200 in-house legals, it's a different model than compared to a solo professional. So it's also something with the digital maturity of your customer, because more and more it's not only about legal users anymore, it's also about business users. So depending on the market, you adapt, and basically it's value selling.
Any other model which works well in the market?
So for us at DigiTrust, most important is user-friendliness, a user-centric software, and it helps nothing if you have a very powerful legal tech tool, but it's too complicated and users abandon the software. So the price model also needs to be simple in our opinion. It's purely user-based. You give me the number of users and I can instantly tell you what is the price tag for our CLM or for other modules like our entity management or portal software.
Thank you. I think we have 2 minutes left for questions of the audience. Is Michael here?
Yeah.
You saw? Hello. So, yeah, good. Questions? No? Then I have one last question. A quick round, 1 sentence only. Where do you see the biggest challenge for you, your business, your company in 5 years to come? Biggest challenge. Who wants to start? Andy, you just wanted to go.
Time in our day to learn and do our jobs. Really, we have to make time, not just with AI, but all technology to focus on what matters for our business now and try to make our best guesses for the next few years. I mean, it's generic, but that's what we're out of.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
I think communication of tools with each other, whatever works for file management, CRM or HR management should be able to integrate so that the data, once it's entered within a law firm, finds its way also to our tools, and you don't have to put in 3 or 4 times the data into different sorts of tools. And I think one of the biggest challenges also in the next 5 years, hopefully not anymore, will be the travel to Germany. Hopefully easy in a 1-hour superjet from Vienna to Frankfurt.
Wow.
My wish.
Good. Hans, biggest challenge next 5 years?
Well, keep on helping the customers because you as a customer or the customer of your customers face big challenge on regulations. It's an exploding number of regulations in the countries in Europe, outside Europe as well. And it will be harder and harder for legal professionals, but also for management, because the liabilities goes up to management and the board level. And they will get another pressure on us legals and Legaltech to comply with all this. So
law firms love that.
Yeah,
more regulation.
It's an opportunity, but you need to understand it's also a big challenge and a worry of your customers.
Zoe, your biggest challenge?
Is actually supporting our customers to take people within their teams along who are afraid and who rather keep working the way they have always worked, and to help them convince them of the opportunities and try to reduce the fears of change. And I think because we have many people who want to go really fast ahead, and there are a lot who really don't want to. And I think to bridge that gap will be for us, to help that as far as the mission.
Excellent, thank you. Sven, biggest challenge for you?
Yeah, I'm very careful with 5-year predictions because about 7 years ago I predicted that everyone will use AI in 5 years. Boy, I was wrong. But I mean, I would echo Zoe's comment because not be faster than your customers with technology. Of course, you need to increase your spending or enhance the technology, but customers need to do step by step. I mean, they need to be ready with all the data, with the teams to actually adopt it and really take your customer on board on that journey and not forget and think, we've shown all that great technology at them, but don't really care about, what they actually want and need.
Excellent, thank you. Tobias?
For me, my personal challenge is, of course, spreading the word in the DACH region, but speaking for the company, since we are a provider of a complete governance platform, setting there the right priorities on what modules to be added, what features or what new modules we want to add to our platform, that's quite a challenge. Yeah.
Thank you. Zoran?
Just a quick one. So the biggest challenge would be, I think, changing the mindset of the clients in terms of that they start relying on technology and start using technology rather than thinking, oh, maybe this is expensive, I would rather do it manually. It is costly maybe to use technology, but it's not expensive. And it's way more cost effective to use a purpose-built AI technology rather than do some things that you have to do manually. This is my
Thank you.
takeaway.
Ladies and gentlemen, my last sentence is actually, I'm sorry to say that we can live without AI and technology, but not without sponsors. Thank you so much for your insights and for